Hi, and welcome to this video about your individual degree plan, otherwise known as the IDP. As part of your BGS degree, you are going to be asked to customize your degree plan. One of the great benefits of the BGS program is that actually you get to determine a lot of the courses that you are going to be taking as you complete your upper division credits and perhaps even some of your lower division credits. Clearly there are requirements that must be followed in regards to graduation from BSU. However, quite a few of your classes are left up to you to decide, and when you have decided those, you are able to really customize the kind of experience that you have at BSU throughout your time. So we're going to take a few moments and look at your IDP, and you will see that here in this example of the IDP, you have the student. This is Buster Bronco along with his student ID. He has started in the spring of 2013, and he's actually submitting his IDP for this spring semester, this last spring semester, on April 1st of 2013. This is all pertinent information that you will need to complete, and in the end you will put the submission date here when you turn that in for your final version at the end of this fall semester. Notice next is Buster is declaring an addiction studies minor. You are able to declare a minor or a certificate based upon your time here at BSU. Now clearly you are able to make add as many minors as you would like, or as many certificates, and that is going to be purely dependent upon the amount of time and energy and resources you're willing to put in to this degree. There is no requirement of declaring a minor or a certificate, but if you do seek that out, oftentimes it's helpful for adding a bit more clarification to a BGS degree when you have a minor in addiction studies or psychology or child development. Even some have declared minors in mathematics, biology, chemistry. So depending upon where you're coming from in your previous studies and courses, you will want to examine this and check out what it takes to possibly declare a minor with the work that you've done so far. So don't let that opportunity bypass you. If you have received an AS or an AA previously, this is where you'll enter that information here. Clearly the degree title and the year in which you earned that. This student, Buster, having completed an AS at the College of Western Idaho just before coming to the BGS program, and Buster is also planning on graduating in May of 2014 with a BGS degree. So you can see all that stated here in this area. Also note, you will be asked to document the names and titles of the two people that you have interviewed. Notice that Dr. Susan Exp and Paul Niger were interviewed by Buster, and both of these are in an area that is clearly fitting to his pursuit of an addiction studies minor. Many of his questions, no doubt, centered around what it takes to gain that minor and what particular courses they might recommend, since he won't have a particular major in that field, but what would be fitting for a possible career pursuit after the BGS program with a minor. So those were all stated here, and we ask that you include them in your documentation on your IDP. Next, take a look at your 3 to 5 professional and personal goals. Notice that these goals will be reviewed during your last semester of GS 400, and that those goals actually need to have been completed before or during that semester. So depending upon when you are going to enroll in GS 400, which is the capstone course, you will want to adjust your goals accordingly. Each of your goals, one must be related to a service learning experience. One may be personal, and you must have at least 3 that are learning outcome based. Now, I'm not going to go into the goals in specifics right now, but you will notice that the first one listed here is the service learning goal, a personal goal, and then the learning outcome goals that are listed here. Notice that these are also going to be in what we call a SMART format, and you'll be seeing much of what makes a SMART goal this week in one of the videos. Remember, SMART being specific, measurable, attainable, results focused, and timeline. So all 5 of those components need to be included in each of the goals. And after you view that video, you will no doubt be able to read through these and find that the 3 learning outcome goals are all SMART. The number 2 may be what Vicky would call a gimme goal, and where we allow that to be a very personal goal that doesn't have to be SMART in its definition of that acronym, but then you'll see that the service learning goal also falls into that SMART format. But we'll talk more on SMART goals here later on. Next, I draw your attention to the required courses for completing a BGS degree. Notice that the GS 300 course here is listed, Communicating Universally, 3 credits, and Buster taking that in spring 2013. Obviously, you would be noting that as fall 2013 as you're enrolled in it right now. GS 400, this is the capstone course, and you will have to kind of plan out your schedule and determine when it is that you're going to actually enroll in that course and state that semester and year here. And then the Transitional Foundations course, UF 300, is required if you're new to Boise State, and if you're not new to Boise State, you would be exempted from that course. But if you are going to take that course, you list the date here, and if you are exempted, you can write exempt or not applicable here in this date column. Lastly, we come into the final courses that you're going to list in your IDP. These are the final 21 upper division credits. Please note that those are the final 21 upper division credits that you are taking during your BGS program. Each of these are listed with the course number here and the course title. The credits are listed there to the right, and then a justification of why this particular class is going to help you meet your overall goals for the BGS degree. And then the date is listed over here to the right in the final column. Now, pay particular attention to the justifications here, because these are going to relate back to your BGS goals up here in the learning outcome based goal. There needs to be a very close correlation to each of those goals, and oftentimes they're very explicit in how they are related, and other times they're not quite as explicit. And so it will be your responsibility to tie them together so that the academic review committee can see that you are intentional and wanting to complete this. Now, notice that the rest of the courses are listed here, and they are typically written in a personal style. We're not looking for a course catalog description. We are not looking for something that comes directly out of some of the documented materials from that course or instructor or their syllabus, but really, what is it to you? Why is it that you would want to take this course? So feel free to put that in the first person, make it a bit personal, and it doesn't need to be extensive, but feel free to borrow some of those some of those terms, or borrow the language from the course catalog to help you if that's necessary. So you'll see that at the end, all of the courses that are in this portion of the IDP are, for Buster, a total of 23 credits. 21 are required to be documented, and he has gone ahead and listed 23 credits, which is completely fine. That's noted here. He has 120 credits to complete his degree, so we know that he is aware of his catalog year. But finally, I'd like to draw your attention to some of the fine print here on the IDP. This says, if my last college was not BSU, my last 30 of 36 credits must be taken at Boise State. So if you're a transfer student, pay particular attention to this. If you're a returning student to BSU, that is not quite as applicable. Next, up to 3 upper division workshops, 394 is the course number on this. Those upper division course workshops are allowed if you are approved by an advisor prior to taking the course, and you may take up to as many as 4 of these. Now, the upper division workshop courses are listed in the course catalog, sometimes are published after the semester has begun, and these range in availability from weekends to once a month. Sometimes they're held over holidays. You can contact the Extended Studies Department for that, and I will also be posting a link for their fall courses on the announcements here shortly. Secondly, you may take, I stand corrected. 4 credits of internship are allowed, and 3 credits of workshop are allowed. So the workshop credits that I just mentioned that are offered on weekends and things, you may take 3 of those, and internships you are only allowed 4 credits. And I'll discuss more about internships later on, but 3 for workshops, 4 for internships. And then some of the requirements of the foundational studies courses and your other classes are listed here as well. At the end, you will sign your document, date it. It will be submitted to the BGS Academic Review Committee for signature, and this becomes your contract with the BGS program, stating I'm going to complete this program to finish my degree. Now, along the way, if you choose not to take a particular course, you may change. And if you decide to change this particular course, you will need to notify Vicky as your advisor and make that substitution. If you choose to take the course, but not in the spring, as Buster did, at a different time, you do not need to contact Vicky. So if you change the course title after submitting and getting final approval, you must contact Vicky. And if you choose to just change the date or the semester in which you enroll in the course, then you may continue with that without contacting Vicky. We'll mention more about that later on as we get further into the IDP and prepare for our IDP appointment. For now, that is an overview of the individual degree plan. I look forward to visiting with you again later. Thank you.